Water, described by the UN as being at the core of sustainable development, is one of the most basic and fundamental resources required for human life. However, as of 2019, 2.2 billion people around the world lacked access to safely managed water sources. Several studies have confirmed that women are disproportionately affected by the water crisis, including a UN study that stated that in 80% of water-insecure households, women and girls bear the burden of water collection. And this impact ripples to create even broader impacts. Women who spend large amounts of time collecting water are often unable to hold a job, or have to commit to fewer hours, or are physically exhausted by the laborious task of water collection. Despite the disproportionate impact of the water crisis on women, there is not enough gender disaggregated water data. 45% of countries do not conduct water studies that contain a gendered perspective, and only 39% of countries report female-based water statistics to international organizations. Seeing this clear gap in research, I set off to Eswatini to measure the effectiveness and the impact of a recently built well, and specifically to measure its impact on women. The data I found overwhelmingly supported the building of wells as a measure to ease the burden of water collection and to reduce overall gender inequalities. Like earlier research showed, women were the most impacted by the actual collection of water. In 32.3% of households, adult women were the primary water collectors, and in 19.4% of households, both adult women and children were the primary water collectors. This can be compared to 22.6% of the households where the primary water collectors were children, and 16.1% where the adult male was the primary water collector. Before the building of the well, each household spent an average of 1 hour and 43 minutes per day collecting water, and after, that number dropped to 23 minutes per day. While the numbers alone are impressive, it is even more important to think about the rippling impacts of this saved time. Through interviews conducted at 37 different households, I found that the main impact on women was their ability to complete domestic chores traditionally ascribed to women with greater ease. The easing of domestic chores has been heavily linked to the entrance of women into the workforce, an important step to fixing gender inequalities. For example, the introduction of household appliances into the United States, especially during the 1950s, has been theorized to be a direct influence on the rising number of women who entered the workforce during that time. I found that while building wells won't fix more deep-rooted issues, especially political ones, they give women more freedom to pursue their own activities, including entrance into the workforce. Thank you.